Hello, my lovies. Today, we're going to talk about toxic masculinity, toxic alpha men, or is it just plain old toxic? So, this is going to be, this video is by a man, and it's coming from a man. So, so I would like to hear what he have to say about toxic masculinity. Y'all see my little disclaimer there? Okay, now we can start this show and let's see what toxic masculinity is. Do you agree? Don't you agree? Let's go. Hello, Asset. Hello, Trejos. Now press 2. Now press 2. You know what to do. Press 2. And do you men have any of these traits? Do you have any of these traits? God dang it. Y'all not be always messing up stuff. Oh, I got it. I got it. Oh, shucks. I think I got it. Hold on. Nope. Here we go. Hey, Miss Rod. Hey, my lovies. Hey, Lorraine. How you doing, darling? That's what we do. I gotta love you guys. You out the matrix. Uh, you can't act, Tony. This is sugar. This is sugar. This is the sugar queen. This is the sugar queen, baby. Sugar queen. Why is I'm not getting what I want? What am I doing wrong? Grand rising to our Dr. King Pete. King Dr. Pete. Maybe that coffee ain't kicking. Wait for that coffee to kick it. Okay, I got it. I got it now, guys. The coffee don't kick in. When you get a good chance, if you believe in the Lord or whatever, check my man out. Check him out. Now here we go.
This conversation just for a few minutes. Wait a minute. Let me make sure.
I love this man. I just met him.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that everybody.
I just met this man like a couple of days ago, and I just love him already. Not in real life, but in YouTube life.
That's able to get on. I just sent a text to everybody else to know that if I can be where I am from social media to the TV, you can go from wherever you are to where you want to go. Let's put it out. Oh, thank you, Shwarana, for $12.88. Thank you so much. If I can do it, you can do it. When I started pastoring my first church in 1997, I was associate pastor.
Now y'all hear he's a pastor. So let's see what he got to say.
Let me tell you what happened yesterday when I went on the thing. Now I do better off the cuff. See, Larry Live is me just turning on the camera and just running my mouth. I mean, this is how I go. Oh me. And see, I was in that play, but they let me do like I wanted to do, and I'm like, I don't like that part of the play. I don't like that part of the play. It's not how I want to represent my play. I do this part. So I found all that out 40 minutes before it was time for me to do my part. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I said, Lord. And I wanted to have about 100 extras. I said, all right, one for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Ghost. It's the last one. This is one in Jesus' name. You don't have to stop. Then, my folks start coming up to me. Man, you did good. That was a great job. I'm so glad that you're here. I had done told you guys for years. I'm pretty sure it's out there, probably on my IG, a clip, when I talk about how, first of all, Nicki Minaj is beautiful. Nicki Minaj is very talented. I also think that she's pretty smart as relates to the area of business that she does. But I did say to take on a name like Menage, as in menage a trois, is going to be an imprecatory prophecy and is an imprecatory prayer. It is a negative energy. It is a sexual energy, but in a loose whole kind of way that she's pronouncing over her artistry and also over what it is that she does. That is what I said. I said she's probably going to always have man issues or problems surrounding men. Thank you, Justin Horn, for $8.88. Thank y'all for supporting us here. So I have said that more than one or two times. If you remember me saying that, please type in the chat. I remember you saying that. That is exactly true. Just so you guys that are watching, you will know that I ain't telling no lie. Okay, good. I see at least one person said I remember that. So I've said this every time that I've ever covered a topic concerning her. So that is how I feel concerning Nicki Minaj. Now, Overton again, she end up with her name up in the lights when it comes out here to these blogs. Now, I had them seen this concerning story. Now, Nicki Minaj that do all this rapping. Now, I'm gonna tell you what her best kind of rapper, not what she said. Her best rapper say, she get in that. I tend to like any rapper when they get into that quick rapping,
Yeah,
and then they mix it with the slow, and it's melodic.
Yeah.
I tend to love that.
Yeah.
So, and she can sing a little piece. So I do respect for what it is that she do, but she done got hold of this man. First of all, the first time I was hearing some stuff surrounding her was about her backstory concerning her father. Now, if I'm not mistaken, her daddy had a whole problem. Burnt down the house and stuff like that he has going on. Then her brother alleged sexual allegations, something that he done did, or sleeping with a minor at least. So that's that. Now the husband slash boyfriend slash man that's in her life, allegedly he done raped somebody, and that's what's out here in the social media streets and also on our TV. Apparently and allegedly, Nicki Minaj, called the girl that blamed her husband, man, boyfriend for raping her and was trying to use her star power to coddle her, get her family fly out where she was, all this different kind of going on. When I was told this, I said, okay, that makes sense to me. If you are an influential person and you have somebody that you love, get yourself in Nicki Minaj's point of view. That is her dedicated pin that she can sit on anytime she feel like it. This is one pin she know that ain't going nowhere else. And she is a star, and it's hard. I'm going to tell you, I ain't even got to that level yet, but I feel a little bit now because you don't know what people want from you when they're in your life. You don't know if they like you or if they like being connected with you because of what it is that you do. You just don't even know. So she got this one pin. She know I can ride this anytime I get good and ready. This is mine. Fill me up till I want no more, boyfriend. So she not gonna want to give that thing up. So she wants to try, let me see if I can keep my designated pin right here at the house where I can ride in the time that I want to ride it. And let me call this girl C because I don't believe this story no way. Because I think Nicki she think this is some bull. So that's why she stepped in like that allegedly to be like, look, I want y'all to just come out here, we'll just talk about this be over. Now the girl done went out there. Now I don't know how long ago this happened, but I seen the woman picture, so I'm thinking that this happened a long time ago. So now the girl done went out there, she talking about it and telling everybody, and because the media is as we are, not Larry Live, but most media. And I'm not making this wrong, but because media is a job, it is an industry. The media has been manipulative and using this story for clicks likes and views because they are connecting it to Nicki Minaj et toi. This is manipulative. It is what media does. I'm not calling it wrong, but it is what media does, and that's how people get paid and take care of their families and stuff like that. Sometimes it is at the expense of somebody else's story. Now, because I own my brand, then I can do it the way that I want to. When I first started out, there were some stories that I did. I'm telling you, I didn't think about the people. I thought about the story. If I thought about the people, it was the people who were victims or on the bottom side or affected negatively of the story. But I didn't consider all the victims, because sometimes it was a pastor and their members become victims in some instances. And I didn't consider that. So I was able to change the way that I do what I do. But these other platforms, that is their bread and butter, and that's how they go about. Stories are still important for me, but I consider people differently now. And as a result, I was able to switch some stuff up. But I do want you to be clear on, if that's the kind of work that you do, or if that's the kind of content you consume, I want you to understand that that is manipulative, because Nicki Minaj didn't rape nobody. Did you hear what I said? Nicki Minaj did not rape anybody. It was somebody she's connected to, but her name is smeared all over this because her name is what is in masculinity. Toxic masculinity. Everybody type that in. Toxic masculinity. My daughter is. Come here and repeat it, baby. So how you said toxic what? No, toxic masculinity. Said toxic.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Masculinity.
Okay.
Toxic masculinity.
I
know it's a little tongue twister in there. I know it's a little tongue twister in there. My baby just turned 17. Lord, and that's the one that just really take me this. This one is a whole thing. This I want to know. Oh, I love it to death, but you can borrow. I'm playing.
You can
That's
borrow.
one thing she don't like about my fatherhood. I am a helicopter dad. Now you ain't going. No, you ain't. And they ain't coming over. Toxic masculine. Thank you. Toxic masculine. Toxic masculine. Toxic masculinity.
Right.
All right. We all on the same page. Thank you so much, Angie. Hey, Angie, Angle. That little song you could have. Y'all crazy over there. Y'all go ahead and fight the good fight, but y'all fight over there. I'm busy doing something else. But thank you so much. Toxic masculine. I don't mess the word. You know what I mean. But anyway. When I try to say "darn" in these words, my tongue get messed up. But when I'm just talking, it just roll right out. All right, now this is what it is. There are a few things that I don't think that women consider. Toxic masculinity. One of the things is repression to our emotions that is considered to be masculine. A man that does not cry, a man that does not show the emotion of pain and the emotion of hurt. And I have heard so many church mothers and so many women and moms tell their boys, don't cry. Boys do not cry. So the emotional suppression. So type that in there. Toxic masculinity, emotional repression. Put that in there. also think it is probably done for a positive reason for men to take care of themselves. There's a word that we use, man up. I think it's important for men to be able to be self-reliant.
How you doing, baby?
But I do believe that a teaching that men have to be self-reliant can become toxic. So men being self-reliant, I think that is toxic to masculinity. What alarm going on? What happened? Is Zari down there? I mean, Zoe? Vince is not here. Oh, that's not. I think that that is toxic. Have I taught it? Have I said it? Hell yeah. But as time go along, I learn. I'm 43. Hell, I should have learned something by now, and I have learned some stuff. Another thing, men, boys being boys, running a whole lot of women. Men being dogs. But he's a man. Girl, he's a man. I don't think that that is something that should be married to the definition of our masculinity. Is that we run a whole lot of women, or we are very hyper, very sexual. Another thing, if you're a man, you do like this. If you're a man, you talk with your voice like this. You don't talk with your voice high like that. You don't watch your wrist. Oh, that's Toya Harris from Married to Medicine. She just walked through him, drove to him. You move a certain kind of way, and men don't do like this, and men don't do like that. And a sort of married to that is the whole homophobia thing. If you are masculine, especially in the hip hop rap world, you're masculine, then you better hate Lil Nas. The baby said something when he was doing his live. He said, if you're a real man in here, put your lights up. If you're a real man in here and you're not there in the parking lot, we're fooling up. Well, y'all don't need to get me on this conversation because you know I go too far. Because I did tell y'all the story of me using my thumb trying to find mine. And this is what I discovered. I discovered that mine ain't turned all the way on. And mine don't get turned on. I have to do a lot of, probably got to receive a whole lot of gobbling of my peen and licking of my shaft and of my scrotum and all of that area in there over there to where it's so heightened to where you ready to nut.
Oh Lord. God gonna
and then
get
they keep touching there, and then they might you might be waking up the top of my inner thigh. You can lick all in there, then eventually you might be able to lick back there.
Oh Lord, in the name of Jesus, what
you got to do a whole lot of work in the front.
Oh Lord,
and these new women, they go right. They put strap-ons. They do some everything back there.
Oh Lordy,
mine is not turned on like that.
Oh Lordy, I know, right? Truly, say what? Say what?
But if you are a man and your prostate and all of that stuff down there is really turned on, and you don't mind your woman eating you out or putting on a strap on, that don't make you gay.
Oh Lord!
And if you are gay and doing it, that's not bad. So we gotta say I gotta change my darn terminology. Gonna say that don't make you gay like gay.
Oh Lordy, guys! Please remember, these is one of them videos. Sometimes I like to be just as shocked as y'all. So some parts of my see is too much, I fast show, but I'm just as shocked as y'all. We're watching this for the first time together, okay? Let's get back to the show.
is evil or bad or harmful. And that's not, here's my paper Bible. But we are not bringing the Bible into this conversation. That's another conversation. If we pick up this Bible and bring the Bible into conversation, then we got to call gay sin. We got to call all of the stuff I'm saying as whoredom or perversion.
Too much.
That's not the conversation right now.
Hey, Blanche,
This makes a different conversation. We having a Larry Live conversation. Can we all agree to that?
I don't know.
We're going to put our paper Bibles up to have this conversation. Let's put our paper Bibles up and just have this conversation.
I don't know about that.
If I bring the paper Bible into the conversation, we're going to start talking about perversion. We're going to talk about homosexuality is sin. We're going to talk about women should submit to their men. Women that you shouldn't pray without your head uncovered, because we're going to take it all in. You shouldn't be eating pork. We're going to take it all in. We're not going to pick and choose which part we're going to live by. You should be getting divorced. And if you do get divorced, it better be because of adultery. Make sure you stay single and don't you get married again. But that ain't the conversation we're going to have right now, because we've been having this conversation for hundreds of years. Oh my God. Why are these women popping out there cheering? To these men that are boys who have not learned how to handle emotionally their headship. Now, that difference between self-reliance that I just mentioned, talking about toxic masculinity, and then headship. Listen, you a whole nigga made first in the order of creation. Get your hand up and start creating something that can take care of yourself and your family, whoever else you choose to be a part of your during life, and handle it, what come with it. That's not toxic, that's maturity. But this thing telling these boys, oh, you got to do it yourself. And so, because the masculinity is so toxic, we accept them choosing to go and sell drugs as opposed to starting another type of business. Well, you don't understand the community, and I do understand, and I get that. And you know what I say to people that have been involved in selling drugs? Okay, now what you're going to have to do is probably commit to doing something you don't want to do in another area, so that you can take that skill set that you have learned. Because in order to sell and run drugs, you have got to be skilled. You can take that same skill set and use it somewhere else, but you have to start from the bottom. But we've accepted certain things in our community as masculinity, and it is not.
I agree with that part.
Toxic masculinity.
I agree. Now you sounding better.
And let me tell you,
you had me scared for a second.
Masculinity partners with broken femininity. Oh, I just preached. Good God, my God. You might need to type it in there. Toxic masculinity partners with broken femininity. You need to type that in now.
Type it in there.
When your femininity is broken and there's been a breach in that femininity, you look at toxic masculinity as attractive. Look at Nicki Minaj. Her daddy burned down the whole thing. Her brother, she's surrounded by toxic masculinity. Her brother, because see, toxic masculinity always creates men with behavioral issues. Men who do not know limits and cannot follow rules, who cannot create commitment and loyalty to things outside and beyond their passion and their drive. What I'm trying to tell you.
Tell it. Now you preaching.
Good God Almighty.
Now you preaching now. Come on now. Come on now.
Live. You come on here. Come on. You might well come on. You come around this way. This is the trainer for the MBN network. Women, y'all ready? I'm about to give y'all a treat.
Hello, everyone. What's up?
Well, how you doing?
Who this is? Facebook?
Well, how you
Facebook
doing?
and YouTube.
What Facebook world?
Y'all remember when Patrice,
doing?
mom, jumped on somebody and started dancing? That was him. That was him that she jumped on and started.
How you doing?
Started dancing.
What's up, live? What's going on?
You just finished training. Kendall, you want to come around?
How you doing?
Yeah, Kendall just got that good old leg day workout in.
Oh, so you ain't doing nothing up top.
No, I ain't doing nothing up top, but he really went in.
What session is this?
You next. You next.
I'm busy. This is third or fourth session.
It's about his 5th session.
Sure, come show them what's happening to you.
Session number 5.
That's the helper out of. He's swelling up now.
How you
and so
doing?
Shamako doing the same thing, and
doing?
Benson doing the same.
Whole
Benson,
team getting right.
It's
the whole team.
Chantel, Lisa,
Latrice.
Everybody's doing this. Latrice lost a lot of weight.
Listen,
everybody's doing it. I've lost weight, but I haven't started doing that part yet. Yeah, I haven't started doing that part, but I've lost weight, but I haven't been doing that.
He the last puzzle of the piece.
Yeah, because I'm the one.
It's coming. Though.
But see, I have to work so much to make sure that everybody is all right.
You know, it's coming.
Yeah,
that time is coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
He's like, yeah.
Okay, can I finish the line? I'm talking about toxic masculinity. How Nicki Minaj is attracted to toxic masculinity. Didn't her daddy her father burned down their house, and then you got her brother that done the sexual crime. Then you got allegedly.
You got Safari.
I forgot about Safari.
She was with him for at least over 10 years.
Okay, and then she had then then her brother.
I'm a fat for that.
But then now the man she with now. Let me see. You all of a sudden need a workout. Tell people they love that kind of stuff. We want to see Shamako's progress. Shirtless, please. Oh my God.
That's right. Take it off.
What I'm talking about. All right. So now remember, this is just a conversation. This is not Bible study. Because I go into the Bible, we're gonna be a whole nother conversation. But I'm gonna talk about what I noticed. Okay, did y'all type what I typed in there when I said that broken femininity is attracted to toxic masculinity? And let me tell you how this happens in the church.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the church, we have a lot of broken femininity and toxic masculinity, and they marry each other under the guise of religion. And before you know it, these issues started coming up to the top. Oh, and especially as it relates to how we do. And I asked James Hall this question in an interview. I said, how did you learn? But you remember when I asked this question, I said, how did you learn to be okay with your voice? Because in the church, now this ain't everybody church, but in the church, what ended up happening, I heard Don McClurkin tell the story. He said how the church mothers would tell him, men don't sing high. That's almost like men don't cry. And all of that kind of going on is toxic to masculinity. Remember Dr. Jones, she said, our community don't understand feminine masculinity because there is a certain thing, a such thing as feminine masculinity. All men don't look like Kendall or Shamako that look, muscle. All men don't do like Nathan with the eyes that travel with me, the light eyes. He hunts. He like getting out there in the dirt and rolling around like a pig. Like David Crockett can fix any little tiny thing. All men are not like him. Me, I'm very good with money and management. I used to think that if you are a man and you have a family, you need to be good with money management and running stuff and paying the bills. That's what you should. You ain't no man in your house. It's just certain things in the community that come from our own personal lens and point of view that we then go find a scripture to stand on, and then we make that being masculine. And it has not worked for men or women. Now, it doesn't work. Let me say that. It does not work for all men and all women. So what we have to do, we're going to have to expand the definition of what is masculine so that men can be more well with who they are and even with who they are not, which gives women a more authentic person to connect to when it comes to relationship. Broken femininity partners with toxic masculinity. Because look what is happening with these women on. No, I can look at my children. But let's look at what's happening with these women on these reality shows and who they're choosing. They're attracted to the man that seems like a boss. They know he run women, but they're attracted to that as well, but they just want him to be satisfied with them. That don't work like that. All men ain't like that. Everybody's different. You see, who else on that thing? Cameron that go out there and run in the dirt and stuff with lot lists. That's I ain't doing that. Let me tell you, I got dirt on my shoes. I did that when I was a little boy. When I got old and got clean one day, I said, no, I like this better. And dirt up under my fingernail? Oh, no, we're not doing that for no point of time. No. I'm staying where the air conditioning is, and I do not like mosquitoes, flies, crawl, nothing. I ain't scared of them. I don't like it. And there's room for all different types of masculinity and men. And when I see this ain't a conversation with the women, and we need to support each other. And we need not to make each other feel less than or in a pecking order because we have decided on what we want to be or do. That even comes to who we have sex with, what we see as attractive. And we have to learn the language. And it's still happening in my community. How to learn to have the language that doesn't offend the other. Okay, we got some same gender loving people in our community. So when this is a big share. So if we're talking about whether it's through text or we're talking about, wow, she got a, I really shouldn't say this, but this is how men talk. Did y'all see yoga pants? Yoga pants. She got a fat, da. So if the person with us has to endure that, I don't know if they have to endure it because they really probably don't care. Then if they say, oh, it's a cute guy and it's a man, he's a cute guy right there. We have to be able to sit with that. Oh my God. We got a lot of work to do, And we have to be able to sit with that without saying, I ain't studying that nigga. Oh, what you talking about? Or that's what you into. I'm into this. I mean, now, if you're good enough friends, you probably could say that, nobody get offended. But I'm just saying. And until we are able to sit with all different types and kinds of people, we cannot minister to them. And we can't help them. And we end up injuring somebody. And let me say this, as a pastor, I have injured some people I meant to help. I have injured some people I meant to help because I was trying to help them. And I know I hurt them. For instance, like, because I had a lot of women. So I'm probably... Have you cooked and cleaned for your husband? Have you cooked for your husband? Listen, I know this is, yes, I said that. Have you cooked for your husband? Or go there, why your house is dirty? Get up, clean. give your king a castle. Now, let me say this. Everybody can choose to do what they want to do. But where there is toxic masculinity, there is broken femininity. And I had to change. I'm messing everybody up.
Hey, my foot soldier.
Are you hearing what I'm saying? Now, see, that's Nathan right there. When I said with the light eyes, that's who I was talking about. To run out there in the dirt and probably eat it. I think he eats dirt. I think. Philip Bryan.
Yeah, he's saying, I don't know what he's saying, but from what I'm getting so far, he's saying what was saying. Like, you can't assume because she's a woman, she is going to be the cook, the clean, and the housewife. You can't assume because a man is a man that he cannot cook and clean. Like, when did we put these roles on each other? When? And then even for black men, what made you get into that world of alpha, mega, and all these different things? Why would you get into a world when you're still not considered 100% man? Why would you get in that type of world that when they treat your brother, they're shooting your brothers down? Yeah, I know what we got going on in the inner community, but we know that everybody got things that go on in their inner community. Why not fight for the right for a man? Who remembers when we got here, y'all wasn't even men. When you first got here, and that also goes for the indigenous people, the indigenous black people who were here already before they even got here. Can you imagine being a man? Then now somebody come here and tell you 3/4 is 3/4 as a man. We don't know what language they use, but whatever language it was, we're just gonna say man, because we speak English. But can you imagine you was a man building, minding your business, then you got a group of people come on over here and slave you up, and now gonna tell you ain't a man. Then you got all the people who just fought for you to be just a plain old man. Now, fast forward, we fighting for everybody to be an alpha male. Well, how about be a male first? How about be a man first? It's a beautiful thing being compared to 3/4 as a man. That goes for a female too. Because if the man was 3/4 as a man, then that means the woman was 3/4 as a woman. They done stripped your butt. They done stripped your butt from everything. But you rather fight with the woman who went through the same struggle as you. And then you so-call yourself getting us together. You cannot get us together because you can't get yourself together. You had to be voted in. But it had to be a vote just so you can be considered 100% man. Which, if you fast forward today, you're still not 100% a man. Don't let the Jay-Z's and Puff Daddy, don't let them fool you. Don't let somebody with money fool you. Because when they sit up in their meetings and stuff, they are still not considered 100% men. You think they chose them out because they was men? No, they chose them because their intellectual brains can make them money. If their intellectual thoughts and or artistry or whatever did not make them money, do you think they will be sitting up there with them? Heck to the no. They got it good. They can get on. Can you imagine being able to do that and still not be considered 100% man? But, like he said, this your cash cow. This is how you guys make your money. This is how y'all make your money. by dogging the same people who was in the same struggle as you. All we wanted to be was human beings. We didn't want to be all these different things that we call each other. I just wanted to be looked at as a whole entire woman because I know I am, and I men wanted to be looked at as a whole entire man because we still man and woman. We had to fight for that. We had to fight for people not to throw bananas and stuff like that at us. We had to fight for the people who had museums. They had museums and thought they were going to show us how we evolved from monkeys. And y'all sitting up there worrying about calling yourselves alpha. Forget alpha. Who gives a hell? Mega? No. Before y'all was able to put any high value, what the hell is a high value? Can you just be a man? That's why these poor little young boys is confused. They are confused. Because now they got to be like, well, if I want to be down with this crew, but now I have to, like he said, I got to act more rough and tough. I really don't want to do that, but I want to be considered alpha. And one is like, damn, I can't do that. Well, the alpha males is really the ones that's the brainiacs. That part they didn't tell you. That's the true alpha males. Is the one that's going to be signing your check. Them are the alphas. The ones who fight and stuff, that just means you have no control. You have no control of yourself, your temper, the situation, or whatever is going on. So now I have to react. That's not alpha. Telling somebody off all day, every day is not alpha. Now, if they can learn from you according to what you do, that will be considered an alpha. But I don't believe in none of them titles. I'm just saying that. I'm just so glad we're 100% now. Forget about the rest of the stuff. But we're going to see what else he has to say. Like I said, I'm just as shocked as you guys. So let's see.
That's the old member. You sitting there with Gertrude. Yes, Latricia said, yes, you did, but you apologized 2 million times. Yes, I did. I can't be the first one, baby. I'm going to drop a link in there for y'all to come on and let's talk about this some more. We about to mess around and have a good old conversation. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. Who's saying that? I feel it coming. Hallelujah. I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming. Oh, I feel it coming, baby. Oh, I feel it coming. Oh, I feel it coming. Who sang that song? There are so many people that think that they have to be in that lifestyle or it has to apply to them in order to understand it. No, it's called being up. Oh, somebody just said something to me the other day. I said, God, I got to repeat that. And I'm not using the right words, but they were saying, this is how it hit me. I have the responsibility to understand everybody's story and to understand every shoes that every man, to stand in every man's shoe that I don't wear. I have to be able to understand it. I don't have to change my belief. I don't have to change my practice. And it does not have to redefine me. And I don't have to put myself in the box. And that's another thing, because that's another thing. And I was actually having this conversation with 2 LGBTQI identifying people. They said their community is all screwed up and corrupt to the high heavens.
I think in which what you're talking about, which I would agree on, when you're trying to put people in a certain position and try to make them be that and cast that and say, well, this is a cure-all with a man, because you know some brothers like to cook. I got a friend they love to cook. I don't like to cook. I like to eat. My wife cook. Mm-hmm. So that makes me different. But I know some brothers, that's just their thing. They good cookers. I feel a woman should know how to cook, because I just not that she has to cook, but those are just good upbringing that you get from your grandmother, just being around other women. Those are the type of things I think. I think we probably agree, and we just use different terminology because we're in 2 different
basis, because I 100% agree with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem where it becomes toxic is where we start saying the man who does not do certain things, like the things that we are used to men doing. Because where I come from, that is who men are. But when we start saying this is what men have to be, or we make them a certain type of man, or putting them in a lesser space and place because they are not those things, even if we don't do it by the things we say, but just in our mind, that there's something that is in us that is toxic to the whole and the entire, and for us to embracing all of each other. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know that toxic masculinity was something that the LGBTQAI plus community created. If that's true, I didn't know that. But yeah, we probably agree, because I do feel those things, because hoeing in the street is hoeing in the street. Touch adultery. They never touch these other things, or if they did, they just preached it.
Now, I want to do a series on toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, because I think a lot of people confuse. This is why I do these videos. They confuse everything. They throw everything in a bowl, and they don't know what the hell is in the bowl. They don't know what the hell is in the soup. They just start throwing stuff in the soup, and they call it soup. But in all reality, it's different things that you put in that soup that makes it the soup. Because there's no way you could talk about, like he said, if the word toxic is there, that means somebody is broken. And if they're broken, they're going to break you. Misery love company. Misery love company. So, if they're toxic, they're broken, now their job is to break you. So when you see a lot of these men talk about women, they should say these toxic women. They always go all. No, these toxic women. Or when you hear me speak upon men, I go these toxic men. Or maybe he's allegedly, because we don't know, maybe he's narcissistic. Maybe he's toxic. Maybe he's broken. But you see how we just don't put them all in the same pot? Some people just need a therapist. Some people just need that hug from their mama. Some go through all of these things and put people through so much stuff because they want a hug from their mama. That goes for women and men. Some mothers did not give their kids affection because they didn't know how to. They thought that, paying the bills, lights on, something for you to have to eat, they thought that was affection. And in them days and times where kids need to understand that is affection, because your stomach could have been empty. You could have been put out the house. You could have been going from house to house. You could have been eating ramen noodles all day. So we didn't realize that was affection. They doing what they can to take care of us. But in a child's mind, I didn't get that hug. I didn't get that love. When I needed to speak to her, she always was either at work or she was tired. When they get older, what they're not going to notice is that they will be turning into mommy or daddy. And then their kids will be saying that about them. Stop worrying about everybody's else generations. Worry about yours. Worry about yours. Because what y'all people say to me and got nothing to do with your own, you better be watching your own kids. And stop thinking that if I'm a man, I'm teaching my son how to be alpha. You don't know. Nobody don't know nothing. But whatever makes you money, you're going to act like you know. But we're going to start doing more topics of toxic things. And I would love for you guys to want to participate, because I like to do open forums. I like when we can speak. So if some of you guys, not today, but we're gonna do it some, I try to come on at least every day at certain times. But I would love for you guys to say, hey, I want to talk about toxicity or whatever. Or help, we can watch a video and break it down. But this is just the beginning. This was, I only showed this little bit to let you know we're gonna be trying to get out of that masculine, negative, toxic energy. Because we got our own sons and stuff. And we gotta teach them they okay. We gotta teach them, don't worry about what this one said. Then we gotta learn how to have conversations with our girls, conversations with our boys. But sometimes women, I hate to say this, but women they probably had their uncles and brothers and so much. So it's not so much feminine they could be when they're playing with their brothers. You got your uncles schooling you, you got your brothers pushing on you, picking on you. Nobody don't think it could have started from there, right? Nobody's like, I'm tired of my brother, and then the sister and the brother fighting. So would you think she would grow up feminine? Even if she had two family in the household, maybe she had a bunch of male cousins. They threw stuff at her. She got mad, and then now she became. So she probably did, her mother taught her how to be feminine, but she still will have masculine things, masculine energy, because she around her male families. I'm not talking about in the bad way. I'm talking about in the good way. That's not confusing. I'm talking about in a good way. Maybe they was around. That brother always pulled their hair or something like that. Because the brothers knew, the brothers and the cousins knew that once you get out in that real world, people going to test you and you're going to be ready. So y'all may not call it feminine. Y'all may tell us to get into our feminine, but our brothers and cousins and uncles and them knew. Let me make sure this girl know how to fight. Maybe let me make sure this girl know how to stand up for herself. Let me make sure she learn how to pump her own gas. Let me make sure she learn these things. How she be able to stand up to stuff and still be feminine. A lot of these feminine girls, y'all thinking they feminine and cute, but they might cut you. I keep trying to tell you, they be the first one to cut you. Mm-hmm. They put this act on, and next you know, they ready to cut you. Well, y'all know my next video was coming up. I got to see what girlfriend is saying today. So let me see what she said about us today. So I will be going off, and I will be coming back on. And I thank you guys so much for being here. But we're going to get in that chick behind, because you know she done called us gutter snipes and all them other nasty things she has called us. She like a she in Chi-Town. I would love to talk to her in real life though. But I will be right back. I'm going to see what that chick, that hyena chick. Listen, she called us a hyena first. So we have every right to call her a hyena right back. The difference is you look like one. All right, guys, I'll be back. Go take a little bathroom break. Peace out.